Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today I will be showing you how to properly use every single tower in Backroom Tower Defense. I'm gonna load into a match with the first four blue towers, well, they're just called rare. First four rare towers, and I'll explain how to properly use them. Alright, we're starting. Let me just quickly hit this. Alright, so first off, we're going to talk about the Survivor. It is the first tower you get in the game. Now, obviously, since it's the first tower, it's the most basic one to understand. It's mostly just meant for, clearing out enemies in the beginning. And yeah, that's it. That's basically all that it does. You just, technically, if you start upgrading it, it's really good for just having in the front at the beginning, so other players with better, players that are farming, you can just defend while they farm. It's pretty good for that. Now, the second tower we're going to talk about is the Explorer. Alright? It's a sniper, basically. It's far range, but it does 4 damage at base. So, since if you do join the actual Backroom Tower Defense group, you do start off with 480 or 500 or 650, I can't remember, but you start off with extra money, and that's what a lot of the higher players like me, well, I should say the more experienced players do, is we place an Explorer down as first, because it does 4 damage, so it's going to be pretty base. So basically the strategy with that is, if you did join the group, just place one down at the beginning if you're not the person who's going to farm, and it'll just basically take care of the first 2 to 3 waves easily. Now the next tower we're going to talk about is the Killer. Now personally, I don't use it at all. It's basically just it's basically just a Survivor, but with more range. You want to place it semi close to the track, maybe right here-ish and stuff. It's basically just a faster firing Explorer. Except for if you do upgrade the Survivor. If you do upgrade the Survivor enough, the last upgrade for the Survivor, it gets a gun and it does 9 damage. The Killer, though, I don't really use it, but I would recommend just putting it close to the track, like the Survivor. That's basically one of the tips. Alright, now we're going to move on to the Specialist. The Specialist, it's basically just a substitute Behemoth. If you don't have Behemoth, just use Specialist. It doesn't have faster firing rate, but it might do more damage, but it's also cheaper than the Behemoth. So, if you aren't running Behemoth, you might as well just run Specialist. Same thing with Specialist, it's basically Behemoth range, so you can place it in this mid-area. Whenever I'm playing Mr. Kitties, I always have my Behemoths lined up right here-ish, because it's just a good spot. Then I have Hazmatters all over here and stuff. So these are the 4 starting towers. If I did in the beginning say 4 blues, I meant 3 blues and also the Specialist. Because now, heads up, I do know how to explain Mr. Kitty. Even though I don't have him, I will explain him though. So I'm gonna, So basically the overall recap of this is, for the Explorer, just put him in the front. Survivor, just put him in the front. For the Explorer, put them more in the middle or far, more on corner, where this Killer's at is where, or even in the front too, because that's mostly where Explorers can reach and stuff. And also, their fire rate does get faster the more you upgrade, so yeah. Now, recap for the Killer. It's basically just a Survivor, but with a gun. So it's basically just meant to be by the track or even on corners and stuff. Old version, they used to be able to get all the way to wave 30. Okay, recap for the specialist. It's basically Behemoth, but with more range. Well, somewhat more range. I think Behemoth has 19. So, basically, how to properly use specialist is just place them like by or even on corners or even in the back area just for some sort of auto. I don't think they do more damage than a Behemoth though. Sure, I mean it's cheaper, same speed, same range. Don't know about the damage output though. So I don't use specialist since I use Behemoth. Alright, so we're gonna move on to the next towers, which will be Hazmatter, Behemoth, Almond Supplier, and yeah, that's basically the last 3 towers out of 8, 7 out of 8. Now, I will mention that during the Halloween event that's coming up, I will be recording that Halloween event when it comes out. There will be a new tower, a new entity tower, that is going to be like a summoner. Like, it's going to make, like, place it down. It's going to spawn people probably out here and stuff. So, yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Alright, first off, I'm going to explain Almond Supplier. Almond Supplier, you need it, basically. First thing you got to do. Okay, so you start off with 625 if you join the group. But first thing you gotta do, you gotta place down 2 almond suppliers if you do have joined the group. Okay, so the strategy for almond supplier is put down 8, because that's the max you can have. You can have them 8. You want to make sure that you put down all 8 before you do anything else. That's how you properly farm almond water. That's all I'm gonna say. But honestly, if you will be set for the entire game. You will be set for the entire game if you upgrade all almond supplier, all 8, to level 3, or it's a little brown crate, and you will be set for the rest of the entire game, alright? Now, obviously, on a lot of the maps, there's a lot of open rooms that, in non-track rooms, where you can just place almond suppliers so it doesn't get in the way of troops. In Mr. Kitty's room, there's the room by the start, and this little bathroom area. So yeah, that's basically how you properly farm. Now this will be another gameplay footage for a bit, since I can get some money to properly show you how to do everything. So it will take a while. So yeah. So basically I will explain in a bit. So after you get all 8, you can just skip that. Okay, so let me explain. So, Hazmatter. Very good if you don't have Mr. Kitty. Alright, so Hazmatter, it does around 10, then 25, then 35, then 40, goes 10, 25, 45, then 75, alright? And you're like, oh, why is that so good? Well, because the main strategy for Hazmatter is put them on corners, put them in right next to each other, and make sure, alright? You see where underneath the upgrade button it says first? You want to tap it a couple times and set it to strong, alright? That's how you properly use Hazmatter. Set them to strong, or else you're not going to do so well against high HP enemies like electric bacteria, or even party poopers, or dolers, or even clumps. Alright? You need to upgrade Hazmatter. Put Hazmatter on strong. Alright? That's all I can say. Now, let me talk about Behemoth. Behemoth. Really good. Still good. Even though it went nerfed down by 1 damage, it's still good. Alright? I mean, sure, it takes like 2,250 just to get Dolar and Transporter to get hidden detection, but still. Once you get them up, once you have like 2, or even when it's like level 3, you want to set them to strong. Also set them to strong. Because you want them to target the high HP enemies while other towers are attacking the first. And basically, weaker enemies, they'll already be killed. So your behemoths can just start targeting the high HP enemies and getting them down good enough. So even the most basic tower can deal like the last 10 damage to it and stuff. And now I will explain how to properly use Mr. Kitty, even though I don't have him, because, you know, my luck's not good, even though I've done like 350 draws. But Mr. Kitty, you want to put Mr. Kitty right at the start, honestly. You want to, like, honestly, on this map, just put him right at the start, just line him up. Set him on strong also, because Mr. Kitty is like Hazmatter, but faster, probably more damage, or even equal to it. And Mr. Kitty also gives you almond water, alright? I think his max gives you 250, his start gives you like 75, and then his level 3 or level 2 gives you like 150 extra. Mr. Kitty gives you extra almond water. Alright? So you just want to put Kitty on the start, line them up right next to each other, set them on strong, because Mr. Kitty will shred clumps, electric bacteria, and even dolars. So that's how you properly use them. And if you don't, and basically you can run almond. I recommend always having almond. Now a lot of people have been saying that almond hasn't been on a spin board for a while, and I say that's mostly because, well, it's either a bug or you guys just aren't getting lucky, because I got almond while it was even on the board, and I got it like right on the first day that the update came out. So maybe I'm just lucky, maybe it's just a bug, I don't know, but yeah, not much I can say about it. So that's basically all that I have for strategies. Now, if you're wondering why I'm getting so like loud and more in depth with the bigger towers, it's because the stronger towers, okay? Now, the starter towers, which is the blues and the specialists, there ain't much about them at all. So you can basically just spam them around. That's basically what I'm trying to say. But with Hazmatter and Behemoth, you gotta take a look at how basically like how to efficiently use the high DPS against them and stuff. And what I'm trying to say is, since they're more like even Mr. Kitty, since they're like higher legendary and entity class, they are more complicated but more efficient-ish. Like, and let me try. Basically, they're just really good. So you want to set them on strong, basically. Basically, just set the high DPS on strong. It makes it way easier. You can solo with, like, Mr. Kitty, Behemoth, and Almond Water. Like, literally, you can solo any map. And stuff. So, it's just like that. Now, so yeah. Basically, just get all of these Almond Waters up to level 4. Yeah, level 4. That's what I meant to say, is get them all to level 4 in your set. And stuff. And that's basically it. Once you get them to, like, the Behemoths to level 3, or level 2 or 3, you can set them on strong. But I recommend getting a Behemoth on the Bacteria wave, which I'm pretty sure is, like, wave 5 or 6. You just want to get, as soon as you hit 200k, once you get, like, all level 2, almond water, all 8 level 2 almond waters, that's when you want to start placing a behemoth down. Because it's just way helpful for the team. You won't leak lives faster. And it's just better, honestly. So yeah, let me just do my outro real quick. So basically that's it for the video on how to properly use every tower. If I didn't fully explain anything and you have questions, you can always comment down below. I will read them and I'll try replying as fast as I can to you guys if you need any help. Also, another update is all of the gacha went up. So Mr. Kitty's not a 0.2, 0.20, it's now a 0.33. It went up by 33%. The same with legendaries. And rares went down from 29 to 22. Yes. Or 27. And basically purples went up. Legendaries went up. Entity went up. So now Mr. Kitty is actually more easier to obtain. I'm hoping to get him soon. Even though I basically already should have gotten him. But, you know, my luck's really horrible. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys liked the video. Leave a like, even subscribe if you wanna. You don't have to. And leave a comment down below if you need any questions answered or tips. And I hope you guys have a great day. Goodbye.